What's going on, guys? It's Snooze603 and Fake Thriller from SHuSTYBANG, and today we're bringing you our first episode of our weekly mailbag series. So, this first week's episode, we are answering actually just one question. It is from 1127 Cool Dude. He said, I've heard a lot about what people want changed and improved for Battlefield 3 going into Battlefield 4. But what I want to know is what things do you guys think they nailed in Battlefield 3 and want to see return in Battlefield 4?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, 1127 Cool Dude, and I've got a good answer. No, but seriously, first thing I want to say about this topic is that the nature of YouTube and videos and critiquing video games is easy to focus on the negatives. The good things often go right under the radar because they're functioning as they should, and that's why a lot of things seem like they're bitching about, or they're doing nothing but bitching. So I like talking about positive things from Battlefield 3 to Battlefield 4. So Snoop, what do you want to?
Okay, so my number one thing, and I'm kind of hemming and hawing about this because I really don't think they're going to change this going into the game, but it's so vitally important to how the game plays that I feel is necessary to bring up, because the thing I love about Battlefield 3 is the pace of the game. That is the time to kill, or the bullets it takes to get kills. Just the overall gun balance. I think it is absolutely perfect. It's not too slow-paced, like, I don't know, something like Halo, where I feel like it takes you 3 full magazines to get a kill. But it's not stupid fast like Call of Duty, where you just need to kind of like give a death stare at someone and they drop dead. So, to me, I think it's absolutely perfect. And I don't want to see that change. I don't want to see that because it's just, the pace of it is so easy to predict. Everything makes sense. There's just perfect balance across the board. So, if they fuck with that at all, I'm not going to be happy.
One of the problems with the super fast, twitchy aspect of Call of Duty is you end up with those lag comp problems. Yep. And then on the other end with Halo is it really makes it tough to work strategy if it takes too long to kill somebody. So Battlefield has that perfect balance, and I'm pretty sure it'll stay pretty close to the same. My first thing that I want to praise from Battlefield 3, and I hope they bring into Battlefield 4, is probably not going to be so universally loved, and that's Suppression. I remember when Battlefield 3 was first announced and they were talking about the different features and they were describing Suppression. I thought it was the greatest thing ever because LMGs have never had a place in first-person shooters being effective bullet hoses like they are. Like, you can actually lock down an area in Battlefield 3 with a PKP just by slamming full auto. You can lock down, you know, like an entire pathway because people can't just charge in there and then gun you down right away with an AK or something like that. The suppression aspects of a sniper missing you is great because it gives that impression of actually being on under sniper fire, and it causes that much more intensity in the gameplay.
Right, it's a little more realistic because it gives you that sense of realism. Like, you try and charge down an highway blindly. If someone misses you in any other game, it's like, okay, I just heard a little bullet whiz. But when someone just barely misses you in Battlefield, you're like, holy shit. And it actually changes that dynamic of what you're doing. It makes you really think of what you're doing because, holy crap, I was that close to dying, and the game is telling me that I'm very aware of that. I need to move. I can't do what I'm doing right now because I will die.
Yeah, that being said, I think there is some improvements to be made because I know a lot of the people don't like Suppression because it doesn't make sense. Because sometimes Suppression has more of an effect on you if they don't hit you than if you actually do get hit. Like let's say a sniper misses you, your screen will go insanely blurry and you wouldn't be able to return fire. But if they hit you and they didn't kill you, all that would happen is your screen would go red, and then you'd be able to return fire. So there's some working that can be done, but the idea of getting rid of Suppression is not something I want to see happen. I hope it stays in the game.
My last point, and again, it seems like a dead obvious thing, but again, it's just so vitally integral to the overall Battlefield experience that I do not want to see this changed. Dedicated servers. I love it. I love the fact that I can get into this game. I don't have to think about, okay, am I going to have a good night or a bad night? Is my peer-to-peer connection going to be shit? Because that's not an issue. Everyone's playing on dedicated servers, so for the most part, I mean, 99 times out of 100, you don't have connection issues. You don't have to worry about someone lagging out or the whole server lagging out. You get consistency. You know day in and day out exactly what you're getting every time you sign on, so it's one less thing you don't have to worry about. And I love that. If they take away dedicated servers, I can tell you right now, I'm fucking not buying the game because going back to peer-to-peer is just not my thing.
One other thing about dedicated servers that really affects us, and it would really be a bummer if anything were to happen, is the people it allows us to play with. Because without dedicated servers, there's no way we could play with Scanner or Phoenix or Crafty or even Tony. Or hell, we were playing with Papa down in Australia with essentially no issues most of the time. So if we had to go to a peer-to-peer system, we wouldn't be able to connect to any of those people. Like, Tony would be the maximum distance that we could risk playing with to have a good time. Dedicated servers go a long way for a lot of people, and I'm like Snoo said, I'm sure they'll come back, and PC doesn't have to worry about it, but for those console players, it was hugely important for us. And guys, that's actually going to wrap it up. We only took care of one question today because, to be perfectly honest, it was a very in-depth question, and we both had a lot of things to talk about. So in the future, we're hoping to get 2, 3, 4 questions done per episode, so keep those questions coming. We're looking for more submissions, so leave them in the comment section below. Send us a PM on YouTube, tweet at us, and get us your questions, and we will be answering them in the coming weeks.